Welcome to another edition of Octagon Thoughts. Today I'll be breaking down the main event at UFC 266 this Saturday. Alexander the Great Volkanovski taking on T-City Brian Ortega. The Ultimate Fighter coaches come together here. Meeting in the Octagon is supposed to happen last April or May, I believe. Alexander Volkanovski ended up getting COVID. They had to cancel the fight. They ended up doing the Ultimate Fighter. They've had some extra time to train here and get ready for this one. And it's a really intriguing matchup. Alexander Volkanovski, undefeated in the UFC, 2 straight wins over Max Holloway. Second one, very questionable, but he's also beat greats like Jose Aldo and Chad Mendes along the way. And then you have Brian Ortega, who was like one of these new kids on the block. He was crowned the king of the featherweight division going into his fight against Max Holloway. Everybody was expecting him to win. He got his ass kicked for 4 rounds. Doctor had to stop it. It wasn't pretty. But a lot of people attracted to Brian Ortega for his fighting style. He was in your face nonstop. As long as the fight went, he was getting hit in the face. He was losing rounds, and he was finding ways to win. That's what made him so exciting. And then he had that loss to Max Holloway, went back to the drawing board, and he came back after a year off and took on the Korean Zombie, a very skilled featherweight, and made him look like he's not even a ranked caliber fighter. That's how good Brian Ortega looked against the Korean Zombie. He dominated that fight from start to finish. Very surprising because he was on the feet the entire time. That's kind of Brian Ortega's worst. Like he's very gifted, but he gets hit so much that usually he's in trouble against high caliber strikers. But he made the Korean Zombie look very, very normal, and it was really impressive. And then you have Volkanovski. Like I said, the Holloway fight, the second one, it wasn't robbery, but Holloway won that fight, in my opinion. But you can definitely make a case for Volkanovski getting the decision. In this one, it's really interesting. The lines have it minus 160, plus 135. Brian Ortega is the underdog. I agree with the lines. I don't really see value on each side, though, because I do see this as a very close fight on paper, especially if we get the Ortega that showed up against Korean Zombie. It's hard to think he wouldn't be competitive in this one, at the very least. But then you have Alex Volkanovski. He knows how to win rounds. That's what I'll say about him. He knows how to edge out rounds in MMA, which is such a hard thing to do. He knows what it takes. He knows how to win. He's a winner. That's what he is. And then you have Brian Ortega, he's not going to go away. He's not going to be able to get put away here, in my opinion. And he has so many tools. Like if Alexander Volkanovski shoots for a takedown, he might get caught in a guillotine or something like that. So I see this fight standing. I don't see Ortega chasing a takedown at all. Maybe he can get the knockdown and go for a sub at some point. We did see Volkanovski get knocked down against Holloway. We saw him get phased a couple times by Holloway. And then we saw like some of those diverse striking attacks from Ortega against the Korean Zombie. Like that backwards elbow was so slick, and he's so technically gifted. He has so many tools in the toolbox. That's hard not to think he has a legit chance here to upset Alexander Volkanovski and make him take his first L in the UFC. My prediction for this one, I'm a T-City guy. I've always been a T-City guy. I love his style. I love his attitude. I think he's Showtime. I think he's a big opportunity to be a big name in the sport moving forward. I'll take Brian Ortega to pull off the upset. I feel like I pick against Alexander Volkanovski every fight he fights, which is pretty disrespectful because he's amazing, pound for pound, top 5-10 right now. I'll say Brian Ortega gets the finish. I'll say he gets a TKO round 4. From a betting perspective, though, I mean, the over-under is 4.5, and it's minus 140 to the over. I don't know. I kind of agree with that, kind of don't. I don't know. I can see it. I think that's most likely path of the fight going is the distance. If you like Volkanovski, I would take him via decision plus 130. I think that's where you get the most value on Volkanovski. And Ortega, I think Ortega via TKO KO does offer a ton of value at plus 600. I don't think Volkanovski will put himself in a place to get subbed unless it's a club and sub. And then, yeah, I don't know. I like Ortega in this one. I like Ortega via KO, TKO plus 600. I feel like that offers value. And like I said, if you like Alexander Volkanovski, I would take him plus 130 via decision just because it's hard to see him finishing Brian Ortega. So plus 130 on a guy, if you think he's the rightful favorite, that's really good value in my opinion. It's just a matter of how you see this fight. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this fight. You can find me at Thoughts Octagon on Twitter. Be sure to subscribe below, leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.